Welcome students. In this video, we will be discussing about method overloading in Java. So already in the previous videos, we have introduced I have introduced you to method, and we said that the purpose of method is that when the same piece of code have to be executed in multiple places, not repeating the same process again and again, taking a piece of code, and if the same piece of code is actually used in multiple places in your code snippet, then instead of doing such kind of code redundancy, repeating the same piece of code again and again, you can take that piece of code and define it as a method, and you can call the method whenever you want that piece of code to be used. So this clear explanation of methods have been already over. Now, this is one concept inside method, very important concept inside method, method overloading. Okay, so coming to the concept of method overloading, whereas we can have multiple methods with the same name. Okay, we can have multiple methods with the same name but different number of arguments. We cannot have two method having same name and same number of argument. It's not going to be possible. That is not operator overloading. Method overloading. Method overloading is having multiple functions with the same name and different number of arguments provided. We can just take an example and we can just understand what is method overloading. Let me define a method called as public static integer. Let us consider it is going to return an integer. So a return type is integer. Then let us define a method calculate. Okay, calculate score. Okay, and followed by parenthesis, where we will be getting two arguments, where we will be having two arguments, string player name, okay, it's like similar to the game playing concept. So we have first argument as a player name, and the second argument is going to be the score a user has secured. And by accepting these two argument with the help of system.out.println, we will be printing that player so and so player, that the player name. So first of all, the player name is going to be the variable. The name of the player will be there in the variable player name, then followed by the score. So this particular player has scored, so player name and score and the mark. Okay, mark is available in the variable called as score. It's going to be score, yeah. So what we printed is we accepted the player name and the score, and we displayed the player name and the score of the player also. After that we are going to return score multiplied by 1000, which is going to be the final score, which is going to be returned to main method. So we have created a method calculate score, provided two argument, player name and score. Accepting these two arguments, we are printing the name of the player and the score of the player, and also we are returning back score multiplied by 1000. Right? So now the one thing that I'm going to do here is I'm going to define one more method. Public static void. Okay, and the name of the method is going to be calculate score. Again I'm doing, and let me here also take the same argument, string player name. Okay, string player name comma int score. Okay, let us check whether is it possible. right? Let me save it. Now you can able to see that there is a error. There is an error which is shown here. Duplicate method calculate score in method overloading. Okay, which means that the same method cannot be defined again with the same number of argument, 2 arguments. Already you have calculate score with 2 argument. Hereafter you cannot define a method with the same name. I think here again we will also define the return type as integer. But it is possible, to define a method with a single argument, because already you have 2 argument. Now only one, with only one argument it is actually possible. Okay, so this is not error, this is still we have not written anything inside. It is expecting for us to return a result of type integer. Yes, fine. So coming inside, with the help of system dot out dot println, okay, so we are going to say that he is an unnamed player, because we do not get the player name actually as an argument. So let us say that he is an unnamed player. There is no name for him. Okay, and this particular unnamed player has scored the respective mark. What is the mark? The mark is there in the variable score. Okay, fine. So now after this we will be returning the value score multiplied by 1000, as we do in the, as we already did in the previous method also. So score multiplied by 1000, right? Fine. So we have a method called as calculate score with 2 arguments, player name and score. And now we have one more method with the same name but with a different number of arguments. Here 2 number of arguments, here only 1. So this is what we mean by method overloading. I can just probably give you one more way also. Public static, okay, int, and then calculate score, and without any argument is possible now, because 1 argument, 2 argument, now without argument or 3 argument, 4 argument is possible, but again with 1 argument or 2 argument is not possible. So let me provide 1 argument here. So int score, let us check whether it is working. Okay, let us check whether it will work. No, there is error for both these methods. The method error is duplicate method. Okay, so now what we can do is we can just probably remove this argument. So now it will be actually working. Okay, fine. Entering inside, we will write system dot out dot we'll return system dot out dot println, and here no player name, no score. We will just simply type unnamed player, or otherwise we will just type no player, and also no score. And there is no score to return, but we have kept the return type as integer. So probably we will return 0. We will return 0. Right? Fine. So now we have taken 3 methods. One method with 2 argument, second method with 1 argument, and the third method empty, no argument. So this kind of defining a method with the same name and with the different number of argument is what defined as method overloading. Now let us call these 3 methods and check whether things are working properly. Right? So first of all, we will take a variable called as new score. We will take a variable called as new score, and let us call the function calculate score, and let us, this is first function. First function is first method having 2 argument, player name and score. So let us send the player name. Okay, let us send the player name as, for example, let us say send it like Alice. Name is Alice and the score secured is going to be 500. Now whatever value returned by this function, so this system dot out dot println also will be executed, and whatever value is written from here will be now assigned to new score, which we can now print here, that the new score is, okay, that the new score available, new score is actually, 1 minute, print ln, okay. So the new score is, it is in the new score is available in the variable new score. Okay, so this is what we are going to print. Similarly, we can call the next function. Okay, we are not going to receive it and we are not going to print it. Just let us check simply by calling that calculate score function and only just passing the passing a score, for example 75, and then we will call the one more function without any argument also, right? Now we will execute this and we will check whether this is working properly. See here, player Alice scored 500. Okay, player Alice scored 500. The first thing is that the player name and scored player name, scored mark, and a final score of 500 multiplied by 1000 will be given, and that is what the new score. Actually, new score is 500 multiplied by 1000, 5 lakh. Then for the next function, unnamed player scored how many marks? 75 marks, which I have passed. And finally, last one, no player, no score. Right? So this is what we mean by method overloading. Okay, now we will take a programming challenge for this method overloading and we will understand it little better way. Right? Fine. Okay, so we'll take a programming challenge. Okay, so let us first of all discuss the problem statement and then we will probably enter into the part of implementation, right? So the task is going to be, first of all, we have to create a method. Okay, we have to create a method called, and the name of the method is going to be calculate feet and inches to centimeter. Okay, so the function name is actually feet and inches to centimeters. Okay, so after creating this method, the next thing is that it needs to have two parameters. Okay, it needs to have two parameters. So what are those two parameters? Okay, first of all, the two parameters are going to be, one is going to be feet, the other one is going to be inch. Okay, so for example, let me take the first parameter, and the first parameter should be validated. Okay, it should be validated. It should be validated, and the feet should be greater than 0. Okay, and the first parameter should be validated, and the first parameter is feet, and the feet should be greater than or equal to 0. And you should also verify, you should also validate the second parameter. You should also validate second parameter, which is actually inches, and the second parameter also, see how it should be validated is that inches should be greater than or equal to 0, and it should be, and inches should be less than or equal to 12. So it should be between the range of 0 and 12. So far what we have taken is create a method called feet and inches to centimeter method name, and it should have two parameters, and the first parameter is feet, which should be validated, and the feet should be always greater than or equal to 0. And also we should validate second parameter, it should be in the range of 0 and 12. Okay, so you have to return -1, you have to return -1 from the method. Okay, you have to return -1 from the method if either of the above is not true. Either of the two validation if it is not true. So either of the above is not true. Fine. So we have to create a method called calci feet and inches to centimeters. It should have two parameter. First parameter feet, second parameter inches. Both the parameters should be validated. First one, feet should be greater than or equal to 0. And coming to inches, it should be greater than or equal to 0. And also it should be less than or equal to 12. Suppose if any one of this validation, is evaluated, if it is not true, then we should be returning -1 from the method. If either of the above is not true. Fine. Next one. Suppose if the parameters and the parameter validation, if they are valid, if the parameters are valid, then calculate how many centimeters, okay, how many centimeters comprise the feet, comprise the feet and inches, passed to this method. So you have been provided with two parameters called as inches and feet. So feet have to be separately converted to centimeter and inches have to be separately converted to centimeter, and both values together you have to add and you have to send the resultant overall centimeter. Okay, and that value also. And also you should return that value also. Okay, now we also want to create one more method, but before creating that method, first of all we will finish the implementation of this method. So we want to create a method called as calci feet and inches to centimeters. It will be taking two parameters, feet and inches, and first parameter should be validated that feet should be greater than or equal to 0, and second parameter should also be validated that inches should be greater than or equal to 0, and it should be also less than or equal to 12. Okay, fine. If the parameters are valid, then we have to calculate how many centimeter both feet and inches together comprises of, and the resultant centimeter value should be returned back. Okay, fine. And one more thing that I want to suggest is, please use double data type for both feet and inches, because we are going to do concise calculation, accurate calculation, right? By taking this into account, okay, let us start. Okay, fine. So we can just start writing a function public static. Return type is going to be double, because feet in double, inches in double, and also centimeter also we will be calculating in double. So centimeter we have to return. Centimeter is going to be in double. So return type is going to be double. And the name of the function is going to be calci feet and, okay, calci feet and inches to centimeters. Okay, centimeters. This is the name of the function. Method. Always call this as method. Okay, right. So calci feet and inches to centimeter is the name of the method, and this method should take two argument. One is feet, the other one is inches. Both are going to be of double type. So double feet, and one more thing is double inches. Before we continue, let me tell you one more thing. That's the very important thing is that, okay, 1 inch. 1 inch is actually equal to 2.54 centimeter. And 1 feet or 1 foot is equal to 12 inches. So this is the two things that we need to understand while we are going to do conversion. Okay, fine. So what is here the job of calci, feet and inches to centimeter? First thing is validation of argument. The validation is feet should be greater than or equal to 0 and inches should be between the range of 0 and 12. So okay, so what we will be doing is that I will be checking if feet, okay, feet, if the feet is less than 0 or otherwise if inches have to be greater than 0, but if it is less than 0 or otherwise if inches is greater than 12, because it should be less than 12, we can just look at the statement, problem statement. Inches should be greater than or equal to 0 and less than or equal to 12. So if inches is less than 0 or otherwise if it is greater than 12, automatically validation will not be working. So if any one of these three condition, if it is true, then definitely validation, it is not valid arguments. So we will be printing that system, okay, we'll be printing system dot out dot println, it should be println, and we'll be just sending invalid, okay, invalid feet or invalid inches. Okay, so we will be printing invalid, feet or invalid inches. Either one, something is actually invalid, or otherwise directly print invalid parameters or invalid arguments. After that, since here the return type is there, definitely you have to be returning some value. So let us return -1 indicating that there is a, okay, let us return -1 indicating that there is some you see there is some error in the argument. Okay, fine. Suppose if this condition is not true, then it means arguments are valid arguments. Then we need to now convert the provided arguments into centimeter. To store the answer, we will take a variable called as centimeters double, and equal to how to convert feet and inches to centimeter. First of all, feet can be converted to inches and then the inches can be converted to centimeter. First of all, how to convert feet to inches? 1 feet is 12 inches. So whatever your feet value, if 12 feet, 12 multiplied by 12 it will give you the overall inches. So whatever is the present feet value, multiply it by 12, then you will be getting the overall inches. Now you have the overall inches, that is feet multiplied by 12. 1 inch is equal to 2.54. Now you have feet multiplied by 12 inches. How many centimeter? Multiply the total inches by the centimeter. Okay, so what this will be doing is, first of all, multiplying 12 with a feet will convert the entire feet into in terms of inches. Now if you multiply inches with 2.54, automatically overall the overall value will be converted to, the feet will be directly converted to centimeter. Okay, feet is converted to centimeter. Now how to convert inches to centimeter? That we have direct conversion. 1 inch is equal to 2.54. So 5 inch, 2.54 multiplied by 5. So similarly, centimeters plus equal to whatever is the original inches, multiply that by 2.54 and add it to centimeters. Now feet is also converted to centimeter and inches is also converted to centimeter, and both are added in the variable centimeters. Now we can start inserting a print statements. System.out.println. What we are going to print is that we'll be printing feet plus, okay, so this number of feet, okay, 12 feet or 13 feet, and along with that, so the feet is this much, and next the inches is actually variable. In the variable you have inches, okay, plus, so feet number of inches and inches, the variable, whatever the variable is holding, that many number of inches. So it is like this many number of inches is actually equal to the total number of centimeters. So it is equal to centimeters and plus centimeters. So particular feet value, the variable, whatever value in the variable feet followed by string feet, then comma the value of inches plus the string inches equal to the value of centimeters plus the string centimeter. After printing all this information, conversion information, also written the centimeter value that we have obtained. So written centimeters. Okay, so we have just returned centimeters. Now let us move to main method. Let us move to main method, and let us take a new variable called as double, called as centimeters, equal to, let us call the function calc feet and inches to centimeters, and we need to be passing a feet and as well as a value for inches also. So initially let us just try of sending 6 comma 0, right? So we are just going to send 6 comma 0, and also after receiving the centimeter, suppose if the centimeter can be in 0, suppose if the centimeter is less than or less than 0, if the centimeters is less than 0, then we have to print invalid parameters. Okay, just a kind of like checking. Okay, so like if centimeters is less than 0.0, because it's a double value, right? So let me say that it is less than 0.0, where 0.0 is a double. If this condition is true, then we have to be printing that system.out.println of, we have to be printing that this is going to be invalid parameters. So invalid parameters. Fine. Okay. Or else what we can do, if suppose this is not okay, this is not the true thing, then what we can do is we can just, already centimeter we have printed here itself, right? Centimeter we have just printed here itself. I think there is no need of printing it again. If you want, you can take the print statement from here and you can use that print statement here also. It is up to you, right? So first of all, we will kindly check whether this is actually working out or not. Okay. Okay, 1 minute. I'll just please save the file. Okay, now we can just check for execution, right? So see here, it is like what it is telling is that 6 feet 0 inches together is actually 182.88 centimeter is the answer. Okay, so we have actually we have actually a website which actually, using which we can check by giving feet and inches, we can check what is going to be like centimeter, right? So feet is going to be, the feet is going to be 6 feet and inches is 0. So 6 feet 8 inches is equal to 182.8800 centimeter. Okay, so is this the same answer that we have got? Yes. Okay, 182.88. So the answer that we obtained is perfectly exact answer. Okay, this feet and inches can help you whenever you want to, when you have a height of the height of a person in feet inches. Okay, if you want to convert the feet inches to centimeter, then this will be definitely helping you. So this is conversion of height of a person from feet inches to, you say, 6 foot 2 inches, 5 feet 6 inches. So that's what we are doing here, right? So but The main intention of doing this is actually to use method overloading. Okay, so now here we will continue with the problem statement. Now actually so far what we have done is we have taken a method called as calci feet and inches to centimeters, and we are taking two parameters feet and inches, where 1 feet is equal to 12 inches and 1 inch is equal to 2.54 centimeter. And there is a validation that feet should be greater than or equal to 0 and inches should be between the range of 0 and 12. If any one of that validation is violating, then we will be printing it's an invalid inch or invalid feet and will be returning with -1. Else, okay, else what we will be doing, we'll be calculating centimeters, and we'll be see feet multiplied by 12 for converting feet to inches. Then again you will have, so feet multiplied by 12 is converted to inches, then inches multiplied by 2.54 to convert it into centimeter. So we have converted feet to centimeter. How to convert feet to centimeter? First of all, convert feet to inches. Next, convert inches to centimeter. Then taking inches directly, we can convert it into centimeter by multiplying the value with 2.54. So that is what we have done. So after that, we are just printing that this much feet, this much inches is equal to this much centimeter, and we are also returning centimeter. Suppose if this condition is true, then you could have written with -1. You could have received -1. So when -1 is returned here, after receiving -1 in centimeter, that is the reason why we are checking whether centimeters is less than 0.0. So if it is negative, then definitely because of invalid parameters only, negative numbers could have reached here. Okay, continuation of the same problem. A continuation of the same problem. Now we will do it here. Okay, so the continuation of the same problem statement is, now create a second method. The next one is create a second method of the same name. Okay, of the same name, that is what we call it as method overloading, but the number of argument we need to change. Here again we cannot take two arguments, whereas we are going to take only one argument. Okay, so but with only one parameter which is inches. Okay, so only take one parameter inches and validate whether that inches, validate whether inches is greater than or equal to 0. Okay, and now the next thing is that return -1 if it is not true. Return -1 if this validation is not true, similar to the previous method. But if it is valid, okay, let me tell you, but if it is valid, then convert or calculate, I can say just convert the provided inches. So convert inches to centimeter. Convert inches to centimeter. Convert inches to feet and inches. Because for example, 100 inches, 200 inches. I think 200 inches can be converted into feet and inches, right? This much feet and remaining this much inches will be there. 6 feet. So 188 centimeter can be called as 6 foot 2 inches. So similarly, now the same inches we are going to convert it in terms of feet and inches, and then after converting the provided inches to feet and inches, then we will be calling the first method inside the second method by passing the new feet and inches. This is a little tricky part. I will just explain you that. Okay, I'll just come here to editor. Let me write one more method with the same name. So public static double is the return type. Along with we can write the same function calci feet and inches to centimeters. And coming to parameters, only we will be taking parameter inches. So double and then inches. Okay, double inches. Now inside this method, inside this the method calci feet and inches to centimeter, by accepting only the inch. Okay, so first thing that I need to do is I need to convert it into feet. Okay, look at the statement here. I have made, see, I think I made it clear here. 1 inch is equal to 2.54 centimeter. 1 feet is equal to 12 inches. So if I want to convert from feet into inches, if 5 feet, then 5 multiplied by 12 inches. But if I want to convert inches to feet, do the contrast, divide it by 12. Divide the inches by 12, you get feet. Multiply feet by 12, you get inches. Can you see? 1 multiplied by 12 equal to 12 inches. 12 divided by 12 equal to 1 feet. So here, what we need to calculate is first of all the feet. So double feet is equal to whatever inches provide divided by 12. Divided by 12. But after dividing something by 12, you might have some remainder also. For example, when you divide 144 divided by 12, exactly it will be divided by 12. So you can say, okay, 12 inches. Sorry, 12 feet. It's not 12 feet. So 144 divided, okay, yes. 144 inches divided by 12, yes, 12 feet. 12 feet. At same time, if it is 145, only you can be able to divide it equally by 12. You will have remainder 1 inches. Remainder you will have, right? When you divide inches by 12, you get quotient and also you get remainder. So you have some remaining inches which cannot be converted directly into feet. So we can have one more variable named remaining inches. The remaining inches is equal to, when you divide inches by 12, whatever the remainder that you are getting is the remaining inches. So inches mod 12. So divided by 12 you get quotient, mod 12 you get the remainder. Okay, fine. First of all, what we will print here is, after doing this, we will print. Okay, we will print system dot out dot print ln. Okay, system dot out dot print ln. Okay, that this particular inches, okay, particular inches provided, okay, this amount of inches is equal to, okay, is equal to, okay, it is equal to, what we can do is we can say that it is equal to this much number of feet. So this is equal to feet, this much number of feet and you can say this much number of remaining inches. So this much number of inches. So remaining inches also what we will do plus this much inches. Okay. Now what we have printed, we have taken whatever the provided inches is converted is equal to the new feet and the new remaining inches whatever we obtained. That is what we are printing here. And also after that, okay, after that we will be calling the function. We will be calling the function calc feet inches to centimeter, and we'll be passing feet, and one more thing is remaining inches, not the original inches provided. We will be passing remaining, okay, remaining inches, okay, remaining inches, and whatever value will be written from calling this calc feet function, feet and inches to centimeter, that value we will again return from here. So return calc feet and inches. So whenever you are calling this function, and here if you see either -1 or centimeter will be written, that value will come here, and that value will be again written from here to main method. Okay, so we will try it now. So here in the main function, what we will do is, now what we will do is we can just what we can do is we can take the same variable centimeters equal to, we will call calc feet to inches, but only we are going to pass only one argument. For example, 160 is not divisible by 12 directly, I think so. So you will have a partial number of feet and partial number of inches also will be there. Okay, so now we will check, and after that what we need to print is, suppose if the centimeter again, if it is less than 0.0, then you can just print that it is like system dot out invalid parameters. System dot out dot println of, it is going to be invalid parameters. Invalid parameters. That's it. Okay, fine. So now we can just call and check whether this new method is also working fine. Same method name but with different number of argument. Okay, so we will just again execute and we will just check. Okay, I think the feet, okay, wait 1 minute, and okay, I think the feet, I think better we can divide it in terms of integer, right? I think we want the answer in integer, not in double. So when we want the integer, because feet is not actually, feet is not provided in decimal point, it's a whole number. So when you actually divide, finally what you do is that after dividing, finally convert the resultant answer into integer and store the feet in terms of integer. Let us take it and see, let us typecast it into integer and let us store it as after converting integer we will store it in double. So I think from integer to double, inbuilt type conversion is available. Directly when you assign integer, it will be converted to double and it will be stored, but no decimal point, we don't require it. Okay, so now we will just simply execute the same one. So now we will get a feet in whole number actually. So see here, it's like 13 feet and 4 inches, because the reason is when you take 160, 160 can be like 160, right? 160 means 144 plus 12 is 156. So exactly for 156, okay, 156 it will be divided by 13, so 13 feet. But you have remaining 4 inches, right? Totally 160 inches. For 156 inches it is divided by 13. So there will be remaining 4 inches available. So 13 feet 4 inches is equal to 406. We will check. We have a website, right? We will check through that website. So we will check whether 160, see actually what is the number of feet actually? It is like 13 feet and the number of inches is 4 inches. It is equal to 406.4 centimeter. Okay, is it right? Yes, 406.4, but 0003. It's minute thing, right? But the answer is perfect, right? So what we have done here, we have defined two method, calci feet and inches to centimeter with same name but a different number of argument. See, somebody can give you the number of feet and number of inches and they can ask you to convert it into centimeter, or otherwise they can completely give in terms of inches and ask you to convert. So when they are giving completely in terms of inches, the first job is to convert the inches into feet and inches. Completely convert it in terms of feet and inches and then call the method with the feet and inches. Automatically this will be calculating you, converting it into centimeter. Okay, so the work of this is just to simply convert inches to feet and inches and call the another method with passing the right feet and right inches, right? Fine. I think in this video we have completely discussed about what is method overloading. Let me repeat again. Method overloading is defining multiple methods with the same name but different argument number is what called as method overloading. Okay, thank you. Thank you, students.